I heard two quotes this week back to back that really just cracked something open for me and made me question and think about my life and what I'm doing. And the first quote that I heard was in one of my devotions books. And it says, "Nothing good gets started without work, and nothing great gets finished without staying at the work." And the moment I read that, I was immediately thought of fear because it's like your grass doesn't just become green. You have to attend to it. You have to water it. You have to take care of it. But you'll never reach the potential of your grass. You'll never see how amazing the grass can be unless you actually put in the work to make the grass green. You won't live in abundance unless you're doing the things to get you to abundance. You won't have an amazing life without doing amazing things. But so often or not, fear stops you from putting in the work. And the second quote that I heard, literally in the same day, not long after, just kind of tied it all together. And it said, "Laziness looks like a friend, but perseverance and work can invite you home." And as soon as I heard home, I was like, invite you to your true self, invite you to where you're meant to be, your potential, where you can grow to that level of home, the level of comfort where you're so confident in who you are and what you've become on your inside that your aura just reflects that. Like you are so in alignment. You feel at home in your own skin, at home in your own body, at home doing the things that you're doing. I hope that makes sense. It's like you know when you're on the right path. It just feels so right. Things feel so sure. And I heard these two things and I went on this like it woke something up in me on the fear that is disguised as laziness and the fear that shows up and wears all these different masks that you don't even realize is an action of being afraid of your true potential, being afraid of being embarrassed, being afraid of being uncomfortable, having all of these fears. But it's not showing up as like, oh, I'm genuinely afraid. It's showing up as like, you know what, I'll start on Monday, or I'm just in this waiting period for X, Y, and Z. I just can't do it right now. Oh, the weather is not good enough. I'm gonna wait for so and so to tag along with me. It's just not the right time. It's just not the right moment. I'm just not the right person yet. That is fear. And that's where I've been living unintentionally without realizing in certain areas of my life by waiting, but realizing, oh, I'm waiting for the perfect moment that never actually does come. We all know the perfect moment never comes. You make the moment perfect by doing what you need to do. Like, when was the last time that you made some sort of excuse on waiting for another day or better weather or a different location or somebody else to come with you or a nicer outfit or you feeling better? Like, when was the last time that you didn't do something that you said you were going to do because of this excuse? I know for me, one of the most recent ones is with the Sound of Alchemy and my sound bowls. I'm like, oh, I am waiting until I get more content from the beach. I'm waiting until I get more content from the floating sound bowl sessions. I am waiting to book another session, another room to host another session until I realize if this next one is going to do well. I don't want to do the second one. Like I'm waiting for these certain things and I say that I'm waiting for them, but in reality it's me just acting out of fear and not fully trusting and doing the trust fall. And I love the picture where the guy is walking. There's a tarot card which is the same thing. I believe it's the Fool, where the ground is falling or not falling, like the ground doesn't exist ahead of him and he's like almost walking off of the ledge. But one of the things for that is the ground is appearing as you continue to walk. You just have to walk in faith and walk in trust. It's the same believing in God. It's like, then the universe provides, God provides. You just keep following his path and he's going to show you. There's a reason you can only see 5 feet in front of you on your path sometimes, is because if you could see 10 feet, if you could see 20 feet, you would probably panic at the problems that are going to appear in 20 feet. You just need to deal with the problems that are within 5 feet. Because if you could see everything, you probably wouldn't get honed in on the blessings along the way. You'd probably get stopped and focus more so on the problems, the panics, the worries, the people that come in and out of your life, the heartbreak, the loss of money, like all of the things that are going to build you to that abundance. That's what we would get caught on. And so you can only see 5 feet ahead of you. You just have to keep walking and keep going. And laziness, not laziness, and fear is like being cozied up in a comfortable blanket, sitting on the couch, watching your favorite movie, saying, I'm going to start on Monday. But the root of that is I'm afraid a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm afraid of the outcome of what could happen. I am afraid of potentially failing and embarrassing myself and falling flat on my face. I'm afraid of starting and nobody showing up and nobody booking a session. I'm afraid of having 0 views, 0 likes, 0 comments. I'm afraid of what people are going to say at the next family function when they realize that I'm doing this thing. I'm afraid of being confronted at it in public because I don't know how to handle that yet. And so I'm going to start Monday, but I'm not going to tell you what Monday I'm going to start because it could be this upcoming Monday or it could be Monday 5 years from now. Me saying, oh, I'm going to start Monday is enough of that hope of saying, yeah, I'm going to do the thing maybe. And it's enough of a dopamine reward, of a gratitude, of a speck of ice cream that keeps you going and never actually starting. And yeah, for me, it's sound bowls. Not only that, it's this podcast. I have literally been creating videos for over a year now, but I don't post it anywhere. Why? Because I'm afraid. But my speck of ice cream is me just recording and pressing post, but not telling anybody about it. My I'm going to start Monday is me talking about this podcast to people, is openly showing it and sharing it in conversation and owning up to the fact that I'm doing it. That's my I'm going to start Monday. And the most frustrating part about it, and when I heard these quotes, this is what came to me, is like the fact that I know it. I know I'm saying I'm going to start Monday. I know the potential that I'm leaving on the table. I know the laziness, the blanket that I'm covered up in and cuddled up in while I'm watching my favorite Sweet Magnolias or Virgin River on Netflix. Like I know that I'm there. And I'm like shooting myself in the foot because I'm afraid. And it's baffling to me because I think also of the incredible things that I've done in my life and why did I not walk in that with fear and I just persevered and kept going. Why is this one seem to be so much more challenging than the last ones? As a backstory, I in 2020 converted a school bus into a house with 0 experience. I've never built anything a day in my life, but I had a vision and a dream of wanting to travel inside of a bus. And so I bought one and I did all of the renovations. I converted it and then I started traveling with it. And I went with my boyfriend at the time and we went to the west side of Canada. We're all in over BC. We stayed on the island for a while, but I walked past my fears through that. And so I think back my life and do this is if there's something that is stopping you right now, that is your I'm going to start Monday, whatever that is, think back of like all of these times that you faced your fears and how much you were able to walk through them. You didn't let it stop you. You didn't get cozied up in the blanket. You kept going and look at the abundance that came from it. And I'm analyzing, I'm like, what was different than now? And the first front is like I'm a mom, but I'm like, that shouldn't have too much to do with it. In my beliefs, in my mind, I'm like, that shouldn't make any difference. What actually did I do? What actions did I do differently when I walked through my fear than when I let my fear hold me back? And I didn't think about it too long, is one of the biggest things. They say you have 3 seconds before your brain starts to convince you on reasons why not to do something. So if you can act within 3 seconds, you're going to push through the fears that would have brought themselves up. So in those 3 seconds, I would act. I would be quick. I would say yes. If something popped up that I was afraid of and I recognized I was afraid of, I would just say yes to it and commit. And I had this quote, I believe I've said it on this podcast before, of like, oh, the only way for me to grow is I work through my fears. And when I notice my fear coming up, now I have to do it. And I lived by that in 2022. 4 years ago, it feels like just yesterday, but I lived by that quote. I had a couple opportunities to speak on stage, and the moment I could feel it in my chest to be like, I'm afraid, I was like, yes, I'm going to commit, I'm going to do it. Even though I had no idea what I was going to say, I was absolutely petrified to do it, but because I recognized it was my fear, I said yes, because I knew it was going to grow me. And somewhere along the line, I become comfortable being inside of that fear, but relabeling it as I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to do it when somebody does it with me. I'm not going to do it alone. I'm just waiting for somebody to come along. I'm waiting for a better day. I'm waiting for a better outfit. I'm waiting for more commitment. I'm waiting for more likes. I'm waiting for more encouraging words from people that I don't even care about and that are probably never going to come. I'm just waiting and disguising my fear in this comfortable zone that I'm not sure I'm ready to leave yet. And that is probably the truth. Am I ready? Are you ready to leave the comfortable zone that you've done, that you've built up, that you are in right now. I've said this a few times to my girlfriends of like, I'm so comfortable where I am. I love my life that I'm living right now. I love the place that we are, the location. I love my routines. Like things are just going very well, and I love that. And I know committing to something else and running with it full force will change things. And am I okay with changing to become something new and become something better? But not only that, the last line of that second quote of laziness looks like a friend, but work can invite you to home. Home, what is home to me? Home is my truest self. Home is me in the rawest form of stripping away all of the fears, all of the anxiety, all of the worries, all of the like, what ifs. That raw form, that is home. And technically home is anywhere that I am and anywhere that I will be, but I can only be home when I am being myself, when I am being authentic, when I am being me. I'm not being somebody new. I'm maybe transforming into somebody that I haven't seen myself become because I've been hiding behind different layers of comfortability, but it's always been me. It's always been you. It's that home that is behind all of the fears that you seem to be protecting yourself with. But the only thing that you're protecting yourself from is this incredible, beautiful, abundant life that you love living even more than what you love living right now. So I hope these two quotes resonate and hit the same way for you that they did for me, because as soon as I heard them in my devotions, I was like, oh, the God is screaming at me through these fears. And I challenge you to do something that you've been putting off, that you've been waiting till Monday to do, to just do it and send this episode to somebody that needs to hear it, and commit with them, build an accountability group with other people to keep going and keep doing the thing, one thing a day or one thing a week, and start pushing past the fears, because time is only progressing forward. But that home inside of you will always be there. With that being said, this was the Alchemist Babe podcast. I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.